Hello, my name is Ryder Searle, and today we will be talking about high leverage practices. So, the high leverage practice that we will be focusing on is collaborate with families to support student learning and secure needed services. So, what does this refer to? Well, this is a high leverage practice where teachers talk with families about the child's needs, goals, programs, and progress over time. Teachers are to ensure families are informed about their rights and the special education process, like IEPs. Also, the teachers advocate for resources to help students meet behavioral, instructional, social, and transition goals. This practice is to build positive relationships with the student and family and to encourage students to self-advocate with the goal of fostering self-determination over time. Teachers also work with families to self-advocate and support their children's learning. So now that kind of gives a little overview of what it is. Now I'm going to talk to you guys about how to practice this in the classroom. We're going to start with teaching students to self-advocate. According to the Journal of College and University Student Housing, disabled students may not know they need to disclose their disability to the post-secondary institution and may have very little prior experience self-advocating. Many students with a disability have very little experience advocating for themselves. As teachers, we need to teach these students to self-advocate so that they will know how when they leave the comforts of home. Many of these students do not really need to self-advocate at a young age, and most of the time their parents will help them. If these students want to go to college or get a job after high school, then it is very important for them to know how to be able to tell teachers that they need something. Or they need to be able to tell their boss that they need a particular office or that they like to work alone or something like that. They need to be taught how to stick up for themselves so that they can receive the accommodations that will help them succeed. Along with teaching how to self-advocate, it is important to foster self-determination in our students. National surveys suggest a community-based employment rate of around 10% for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. According to the Journal of Disability Policy Studies, one area of intervention focus shown to result in more positive employment outcomes, particularly in the context of transition services, is promoting self-determination. Self-determination can be enhanced by teaching self-determination skills. Now, many schools and systems do not, however, teach these skills. I recommend that you, as a teacher, learn from the self-determined learning model of instruction, or SDLMI. This is an evidence-based practice that is a teaching model designed to enable educators to teach students to self-regulate problem solving, to set and achieve educationally valued goals, and to enhance self-determination. This helps students learn how to set goals and problem solve, and this is an important skill that we must teach our students. Also, this high leverage practice means that you, as a teacher, must advocate for resources to help students meet behavioral, instructional, social, and transition goals. You need support, which refers to suitable funding, facilities, equipment, and teaching materials. The most important support is teachers with qualified professional knowledge and expertise, trained supportive personnel, and teachers who have sufficient expertise and the willingness to teach children with special educational needs. You as a teacher need to advocate for yourselves and the students to receive this kind of support. This is imperative for you and your students to receive the best education that they can. Finally, this high leverage practice means that teachers must communicate with the families. So this is just where they communicate with the families about the child's needs, goals, programs, and progress over time. It is important to communicate well and effectively to the parents so that everyone is on the same page. According to the Council for Exceptional Children, they have found these factors in communication well to the parents. Be non-judgmental. Take time to evaluate your own biases and attitudes toward individuals with disabilities. Leave biases out of the conversation when talking to parents. Discuss only specific behaviors and the ramifications of those behaviors on their child's schooling. Remember that the symptoms you are describing are not necessarily bad at all. They just interfere with learning. Approach the conversation with that precept in mind. Be aware that parents may exhibit the same behaviors you are describing in their child. If you infer that the behaviors are bad, then your message to the parents is that they are bad. This misunderstanding will only deteriorate the parent-teacher relationship. Encourage parents to bring an advocate to check for understanding. Before the meeting is over, make sure parents and you agree on the outcome. Gain parent attention and restate the main points of the meeting. Review any action plan that was developed and the responsibilities of each person who were at the meeting. If a second meeting is scheduled, make sure to review the tasks that each is to accomplish or work on before that meeting. Be specific in your description of the task. Regular conferences help to establish this positive parent-teacher relationship. And also seek input from the parents about the activities their children do at home for extended periods of time. And if it's possible, incorporate the content or type of activity into the classroom activities that are difficult for the child to complete. Capitalize on the parents' life experiences. Acknowledge that not all activities in school are fun for everyone. Some tasks just have to be completed. Have parents share the strategies they use to complete tasks they do not like. Remember that some adults have developed strategies that help them be successful. They may also have taught one or more of these strategies to their child. And if so, these strategies can easily be incorporated into the classroom routine. For instance, when attacking distasteful activities, the parents may take deep breaths, tell themselves that they can do this activity for 15 minutes, and treat themselves with a short break after 15 minutes. In school, the time may need to be shortened, but the technique could be incorporated into the school routine. And finally, work as a team. It is important to remember that you guys are working as a team, the teachers and the parents. Explain the importance of timely responses without being judgmental. Work together to devise structure that will assist parents in returning items to school on time. Parents may have suggestions that will work well within their routine. If not, try to devise a structure that will work within the parents' existing routine. It is important to effectively communicate with the parents and work as a team to truly help students with a special need. Here is a list of references that I used, and I hope this presentation was helpful in understanding this high leverage practice. Thank you very much.